Hi, welcome to my video and this channel. I just, as I usually do, that I'm planning on doing, getting on mic, and today is Saturday the 4th of June 2022, and I've actually wrote a few things down that I want to actually talk about, just a few notes, so I'm not mumbling to myself or thinking the next thing to say. I'm just preparing you now because I will probably jump about from one thing to another, but I'm going to try and make these videos with less pauses in between me talking and try and get the sound levels right on all the videos, so it's just easier to play them back without having to mess about with the volume, because I do understand with the mics that I've used, some of the videos have been the sound has been pretty low, but that's because I've buggered up the sound levels on the editing app that I use. So I don't suppose that's an intro of any kind. I just thought I'd, like I said, I thought I'd get on mic again and share some thoughts and some things with you, or anyone that wants to listen. And I'm sharing these as much with myself as with anyone else. But my day, I don't work, I'm on disability. And I'm not saying I'm proud of that, but I have, about a few years ago, I tried to get a few jobs, and I suffered from got a lot of discrimination. Like I tried getting some work at the local care home, but because we live in such a small area where I am, word gets around, and you know, you're not saying a bad reputation, but if they think you're unstable, they don't kind of want you around vulnerable people. Like, I only wanted to go in and help with feeding and emptying bins and vacuuming and any odd jobs that needed doing. I was in hopes of getting a full-time job as a carer in like a nursing home of some description, but I was refused that because they just said, well, what if he's having they told my mother, because she worked there years before, and they said, what if he was having a bad day? But my mother kind of agreed, but I thought that's still like discrimination, because I did want to, they did need somebody. I found out later on they did actually need somebody to come in and do some bits and help us, because they were short staffed. But they still didn't want me, even though I was willing to work for free, and I thought it didn't bother me at the time, and it still doesn't. I just think that's just, I can understand it. You know, I'd think that way myself, so I'm saying it is discrimination, but it's fair, because if I was having a bad day and I decided, you know, or I was having the start of an episode and I went into work and I could do bad things, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I'd do, because it's unpredictable. Each episode's different, so yeah. And when I came out of hospital last, I tried getting my little part-time job back, washing pots and working in the kitchen at the local pub, and same situation again. They didn't want me because of I'd been in hospital, and I could be a danger in the kitchen, or they've got a reputation to think about if I'm running around going crazy outside, and so that happened again, and I applied for quite a few other places to work, like part-time, and I haven't like heard back from anyone. So I've kind of just been settled helping family out, like with like board and such, because I live on like my family's land, and I've got like a little cabin static caravan thing, and it's pretty chill. Like, I moved back home, like, say about 3-4 years ago, from my flat or apartment, whatever you want to call it, and I've just been. I used to have like a wood burner in it, but I've moved on to gas fires now, because it's just even though the price of gas is really going up, it's still cheaper than messing about with coal and wood. I've just recently had all the electrics done properly, but I only use the electrics, if I'm honest, just for the TV. Because my phone, my iPad, my lights and things like that, it all runs off my solar batteries and my solar setup, so that doesn't it doesn't cost anything to run, other than the initial cost of buying the panels and the units. But we've had a few power cuts to make it worth it, and it's been nice to lend some of the power packs out to like my family, so they can charge the phones up and stuff and have lights. Because there's about 3 properties on here, and obviously when the power goes off we lose it all, so I end up having to give packs to everyone just so we have lights. I'm glad I can help. I like to help. I'm lazy, but I like to help. It makes me feel good helping. But I don't like being taken advantage of, and I usually am sometimes, 'cause I'm quite generous. And other things about, like, let me just jump from one thing to another, because I'm not really the best at talking on mic, and I just wanted to carry on to say about, not carry on, but jump on something else and talk about my weight loss. I haven't lost much weight, but I haven't gained loads. Like, when I was at my biggest at 21 stone, I don't know what that is in pounds or kilo, I don't know. I don't know how to work it out. I was taking my medication, but I was overeating because I was tired a lot, and the olanzapine was making me extremely hungry, which is common. And because I didn't have much of a social life, like, I went out and I talked to the neighbours and had a bit of a casual interactions with people, but nothing. Well, I did have one friend that came down a few times, and then I got me second girlfriend, and she didn't want to see me anymore, and I never saw her again. So that's quite sad, because she was a good friend, and she made time for me, which was nice. It was nice to have somebody over and have takeaways and stuff, so that was good. Yeah, I do appreciate them little things in life. And I put on a lot of weight just eating a lot of rubbish, because I was getting hungry a lot. And I'm not blaming that on the medication totally, because it's up to me what I put in my mouth. But when you get the hunger, you can't sleep, you can't focus, you just need to eat something. And that's the only way to make it go away, or change your medication over. They say if you keep taking it long enough, you get used to it, but I don't believe that, because I was on it for like a lot of years, and I still just was putting on the weight more and more and eating. But eventually, I shouldn't have really, but I stopped taking the medication, and I started exercising every day. I started walking 10 miles a day, every day. My legs were sore for ages when I first started doing it, but after like 6-7 months, I could walk a lot better without like getting like sore legs. And so I managed to get down like to 14-15 stone. I can't remember how long it took me, but over the years I've put it back on. But the past 3 years I've kind of like stabilised. If anyone really that bothered and still listening, yeah, I've kind of like stabilised my weight. None of my clothes really. I'm not bursting out my clothes every 3 years like I was. And I'm on paraperidol injection. I don't know if it has another name. I take it. I have it every 3 months now. It's like a thing that goes in your arm and just dissolves, like, gradually, and gives you the medication each day. And it's easier than taking tablets, but it does make me incredibly tired. It don't make me hungry, but it makes me incredibly tired and lethargic. And like I said, I haven't really weighed myself, and I can't remember what I was last time I weighed myself, but I could do to lose like a few more stone, if I'm honest. So, that's I suppose there could be a few other things that I want to talk about, but I could leave them for another video, because I just want to make these. I can only do these videos maximum of 15 minutes, like I've said before, so there's only so much I can talk about before it fills up, and I have to either put it on another video or sort out my verification and things like that, so they know I'm not like a bot or anything. Yeah, so remember, this conversation and my Wi-Fi unit and all that, it's all powered off the solar, so it's all powered by sunshine, so it's listening to this is environmentally friendly, so I suppose that's a good thing if you want to think about it like that. I haven't got a big laptop running or a studio or anything. It's literally just an iPad and a microphone and a Bluetooth speaker for the background music. It's really simple. I can run everything here off like 5 volts, and at the very most, if I want to, I can run a 12 volt TV. But I like to have a big TV on occasionally, but I usually go onto the laptop, so I don't like to be a power hog. I don't like to consume loads of power, because I just think the less power I use, the better for the environment. And also it feels good. It's always been a hobby and an interest of mine to run things off solar, and that makes me feel good. So thanks for watching and listening. These videos are just more of a personal project. There's a few other things that I want to talk about, but I might leave that till I usually do a second video, 10.5, which it'll be later on, probably about in the next, I don't know, maybe today or tonight if I do another one. That's not always a certainty. It just depends if I feel like I want to have fun making another video and pretending I'm some radio talk show host, just to myself, because I've never grown up playing. Alright, have a good day, stay safe and be good to each other. Goodbye.